Hello, this is another scene in Kansas where we have some vampires doing vampire things at the vampirest vampy place in the city, which is just the Elysium. It's not really all that vampire-y, I suppose it's like a hotel or whatever. But yeah, we're there. I don't know where the keeper is. We don't have an ST, but I'm assuming the keeper is just lurking around telling people to keep their ghouls in the lobby and no smoking, because that's apparently all the keeper freaking does. That and just kind of show up and is like, no changelings, and then it disappears. And he's a Tremere, so I suppose that's all they do.
Oh, if by that you mean
I,
uphold the entirety of Camarilla society, then sure. I mean, what?
I would like to thank him for probably. No. I mean, this is the Razzie Award for terrible intros, and I've given some terrible intros.
Yeah, that's pretty
Intro's
good.
the best.
No, actually, no. Y'all have never seen Natalie give an intro. That is a sight.
Just start throwing bow ties at all of you guys and hope you drown in them.
Bring it. I'm a vampire. You need to fucking breathe anyway. Speaking of vampires, Rebecca of Clan Tremere is chilling in Elysium. For those of you that know Rebecca or even just heard of her, the newest embrace in the city. Or she's this Sabat vampire that you've been hearing about. You're not quite sure.
Oh boy.
So apparently the actual main room of the Elysium is in the main ballroom, I do believe, of the hotel. So the door to or the elevator will ping open, and standing there is a man in a what can only be described as a $10,000 suit. He has a briefcase in one hand, a kind of a steel aluminium briefcase that he's holding, and he has, very short cropped black hair. He's not a particularly attractive man, but he does radiate kind of, dominance and power as he steps out of the elevator before making his way to the Ventru table, because apparently all of the plans are separated by a table. Sitting at the head of the table and opening his briefcase and starting to do paperwork.
Ash is just gonna walk in. He does have his face covered up by bandages, but it's still clear that he's ugly as fuck and can't really cover up his nasty Nosferatu ears. He just walks in, and he's holding this kitten, and he's talking to the cat. He's just like, yes, I know, the elevator was very annoying. It's okay, though. I know the sewer stinks. I can't fix that.
Wait, hold on. Is he using animalism to talk to the cat?
Yes.
Okay.
He's not just being weird and talking to, no, he's using animalism. And he'll look up, and he'll see Rebecca. God, this is gonna get really weird because it's my sister's name. Either way, yeah. So if I call you Becca, well,
yeah,
no, that's
you
what
call
we
her
call
Becca or Becky.
Becca.
You can go with Becky. I know Becky is also short for Rebecca.
Oh dear God. One of my most hated names right there is Becky, because all I think of when I hear Becky is, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. Which, funny enough, correlates with what I named the scene. So, because it's NEK. Do the Tremere got the booty?
Have that discussion. Yes, she does out of character.
Hell. I'm sorry, by the way, about this character. I'm just giving this warning right now. The views of this character are not entirely the views of the player. Okay, Ash is not a very nice member of society.
Oh,
he will say things.
Oh no.
So he's gonna walk in. He's gonna see the Tremere. He's gonna look him up and down. He's gonna look at the cat. He's gonna look back up. Then he's just gonna calmly say, Why the fuck is a Sabbat member in here? What?
What was that? Vasily said, or Alexei says, standing up so violently and knocks over his chair.
Rebecca calmly look up at Ash and say, I don't know. Why is there a Primogen openly breaking Elysium?
Oh wait, shit. Yeah, that's bad to use. Nah, dude, I'm tired. Like, okay.
No, too late.
No, dude, come on. It's like 3 o'clock.
It's on.
Here.
Kim, it's been said now. Continue on.
God. Whatever. Whatever. Those guys are just the kind of dude who fucking do it. He just looks up.
How did you? Hang on. Evan's brain is actually going slow as well. How did you break Elysium?
He was using a discipline in Elysium.
Oh.
It was just cannibalism fucking 1, you know? Oh, you were talking to the cat in Elysium? Fuck you, bitch.
Still an Elysium break. Tremere, have your ass.
Fine, whatever, fucking bring it. Like, I'm sorry that you guys are so fucking scared of someone talking to a goddamn cat, but whatever. So he'll just look up, and he'll shrug, and say, well, because quite frankly, this cat probably has a better conversation than you would ever have. There's a better conversationalist, I should say.
A better conversation. Work on your comeback. Work on your comeback, Primogen Ash.
Like,
by the way, congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you. That's so fucking wonderful.
Alexei will walk over with his hands clasped behind his back, and he will look between Ash and Rebecca, and he allows his tongue to kind of moisten his lips before he says, "Now then, what is all this about Sabbat?"
I'm not sure. After the gracious Nosferatu Primogen openly broke Elysium within seconds of walking in, he accused me of being a member of the Sabbat.
That is a very severe accusation to make.
I mean, if you want to get technical, I technically never said names. I just asked why the Sabbat is in here. I never said why is a Sabbat member in here. I never said, oh, it's them. I could have been talking to anyone, really.
You made eye contact with me, Primogen.
No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure I was looking at the cat. Or, well, more importantly, I was looking at your ass. It's very nice and round.
Can you please show the decorum of your office, Primogen Ash?
Look, to be frank with you, I only got this fucking title because I am like the only other goddamn Nosferatu in this place next to the Seneschal.
The Ventru, you can see him kind of work his jaw, very perturbed, and he will say, I don't know your face, young one. May I ask your name? At the 10.
That's to Rebecca? I'm sorry, I thought you were saying that to Ash.
No. He was saying, I don't know your face, young one. Who are you?
Oh, Rebecca will stand up and she will say, Rebecca Lewis of Clan Tremere.
I take it that...
Please.
Oh, sorry, continue, Tim.
Oh, she was just going to say, my lack of manners. Primogen Alexei, I would also wish to congratulate you on your recent promotion.
Very good. You have caused no offense. I do ponder how to phrase. You are new to our society, da?
Yes. Yes, and relative to many of you.
Are you still under your sire's accounting?
No, I have indeed been released by my sire, and I am an accepted member of the city.
Good. Now then, we will be simply calm and address this issue as it is meritorious of addressing. Why is it that my fellow Primogen declared that you were Sabbat?
To be quite honest, Primogen Alexa, I have no clue.
He will then turn to Ash. Primogen Ash, why have you made such a gravitas accusation?
Wasn't an accusation. They just look like a Sabbat member that I've heard about.
You
They actually look very similar. Their asses are almost perfectly the same.
you make open declaration that is Sabbat, thus is by definition accusation.
I mean, I could have been saying the chair was a member of the Sabbat. Like, I never said it was a person. I just said, why is the Sabbat here?
Very good. I will inform the prince and the keeper as to your infraction of the Elysium, however.
I'll just give him a thumbs up. Like, okay, I'm fine. Go nuts. I don't really give a shit.
He will then turn back to Rebecca and he will say, will you sit with me a while, child?
I would love to, Primogen Alexei.
Do you drink or consume food?
STM checks his sheet just in case. And she will say, unfortunately, I do not.
Ah, in that case, you do not mind if I do.
Of course not.
Excellent. He will basically motion over to the bar. The bartender will walk out with a very good bottle of vodka and pour him a shot and leave the bottle. So, you are new. Well, at least new to here. Tell me of you. Where were you born? Where do you come from?
I was, believe it or not, born and raised here. And even embraced here.
Interesting. And what was it about you that drew your sire's attention?
As much as I would like to know, they still do not tell me to this day.
Parents can often be like that with their children.
That's what I've noticed, yes.
Do you want to drink, Primogen Ash? He says as he knocks back the vodka.
No, thank you.
Na zdrowie. So, and you, how to phrase? How long have you been one of us?
It's only been about a few months to a year.
I see. How very interesting. I'm wondering, however, you might be able to help me with a project of mine.
If I'm able to, I would be more than happy to help.
There are a number of unusual people in this area, such as individuals who call upon arcane powers without using the power of the blood. I think that it is something that Clan Tremere should take an interest in, if that makes sense. After all, it is you who are the guardians of such lore. And if we are indeed being surveilled by these individuals with unique and different powers, it seems as if that is something that your clan should defend the greater Camarilla against. Huh?
It certainly sounds like something we should at least be aware of. Primogen Alexei, you have my utmost thanks in bringing this to my attention.
He will write down on a piece of paper. He will give you a business card rather that has his number and relevant contact information on it, and he'll say, "From what my sources have been able to tell me, a major, what would be word, center of activity of the paranormal or other individuals of an abnormal status seems to be Gage Park. If an investigation is needed, I have no doubt you will find ample leads there."
I will certainly at least look into it.
Good, good. He will take another shot of the vodka and gulp it down. And in life he may have winced due to its incredibly sharp taste, but now he just his face remains impassive. But then again, if answers are warranted, Mr. Ash, you seem to have quite a rapport with these other individuals. Maybe you can enlighten our conversation.
I mean, what do you want to know?
What do you know?
Stuff, things. It'd be nice if you gave a little bit more, if you were a little bit more specific.
I wish to know as to the nature of these people, why it is they seem to wield powers, who they are, and why it seems to be Gage Park is such a focus.
Okay, and as for Gage Park, it's a very large park, one of the larger ones in this state. It just happens to be happenstance that we all are there. Personally, Ollie likes it there. So I walk Ollie in Gage Park, and that's how I come across everything. The nature, they're not, mages, but they do have connections to them, so I'm assuming some sort of, like, witch or something or other like that. Oh, see, what was your other question?
He asked why they were there, who they were, and I think the last one was basically, are they a threat?
A couple of them seem to be lacking in the brain cell department, to be completely frank with you, but unfortunately, when one lacks in the brain cell department, you tend to get ones who are sort of violent and make really stupid decisions. For the most part, though, I mean, yes, it's still good to be on guard, but some of them seem fairly harmless. One that seems, what did he call it? Like tea reading, palm reading, or whatever, seeing into the future, some bullshit like that. His name was Michael. He didn't seem to be all that harmful. He was just honestly wandering around, and all this stuff seemed to happen around him. And he was just like, look, I'm just going to play with your dog, and I'm just going to stand over here away from everyone.
You said that at least one of them was, quote, criminally stupid. If we want answers, it might be best to go for the most lumbering and weak of the prey.
I mean, I would have to say that the criminally stupid would be this one, Caleb, to be honest with you. There's he seems to have done some stuff recently that put him in the spotlight with the police at this fair the other day. Tap that Topeka, whatever. And all of that, he seems to be the one who would do the most stupid stuff. Honestly, you leave them alone, I don't think they're gonna do much. If you don't like. They don't. It's hard to put it in words, really. If you don't attack them, then I really doubt that they're going to start anything. They seem a little weak, anyway. They're just mortals. So, you know, gunshots and whatnot. The one particularly annoying one is this boy by the name of Sky. He swears up and down he's 19, but he looks like a 13-year-old kid, and it's just like, oh my god, shut up. Because when you have your voice all high and frilly like this, you sound like a goddamn idiot.
Do you know their last names?
Yeah?
What are?
Sky Olmsted, Zach Norton.
Considering
Caleb.
the Olmsteds are like multi-millionaires, I'm gonna just see. Yeah, because Alexi has finance at the yin yang. I'm gonna just roll an intelligence finance to see if I know of the family. That seems like a fair roll.
I mean, from what he said, like his family owns like all the spas in Kansas, so it probably wouldn't be all that hard.
Yeah, no,
He's
I don't
got
think
like
it would be.
Fame 1 or something. Yeah, one moment, Tim.
He leans back in his chair and he says, that would be Sky Olmsted, the younger of the two Olmsted brothers.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. They own a number of large chain spas across the Midwest.
Yep.
Having this information could be valuable at some point. For the Camarilla in general. I've yet to determine how, but it could be useful. And what about this idiot child, this Caleb? His name?
Hope you know I'm gonna expect something back for all of this.
You always do.
Well, comes with the face and a lovely personality. And he'll just kind of, rapidly blink his eyes in that kind of girlish, ha! And then he'll kind of lean back in his chair. He's still petting the kitten. And he'll say, Caleb Stone, born in Ottawa, Kansas. His birth certificate has no listed father. Married to a Jezebel woman. But, she disappeared. Her son died. They believe that, hold on, let me check my notes real quick, because I forgot what exactly they believe. Let me, oh, no, that is the wrong person. Hold on. Okay.
By the way, as you give him this information, he's just jotting it all down on a piece of paper.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's listed that his wife Jezebel is the one who killed her son after chasing their lover, who was a smartly dressed pale man. So either he was, I don't know, like a Scot or something, or he's one of us. According to the reports, anyway. And what else? He's an ex-Army combat engineer discharged for mental health issues following the death of his entire squad by an IED while under fire from enemy troops in Afghanistan. He's currently employed at the Infinite Improbability Drive.
What the fuck is that?
Well, first off, it's a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Second of all, it's a... Let me go check my notes on that, too. It's a technology research center. It's got a diverse taste. It goes from computers, robotics, to artificial and reality things. There's only about 17 known employees. Co-owners are Andre Salomon and Alexei Fedor.
He has good choice in name, this Alexei. I like
it. Alexei is software, and Andre is more hardware. Let's see what else, because I know that there was some more. It's... yeah. Let me see. Where's the... okay, no. I don't have any more on the Infinite Probability Drive. So I'll nod and say, I tried to hack into their servers the other day, but they clearly have, well, not entirely, what's the word, mundane things on their servers, so I wasn't able to get in. Not yet.
I see. Oh, very interesting. Maybe we should have a chat with this Mr. Stone as to what they have on their hard drives.
You know? Because I'm pretty sure your version of chat is you're going to torture the thing, and that'll just have so much trouble to come afterwards. Like, could you not?
Fair. Very well.
Like, we could honestly just talk to them. It's kind of not all there anyway, considering he was discharged for mental illness.
Was that all you were able to ascertain? Did they give you any? Were you able to find specifics?
Specifics on what?
What mental? Oh, of course, with the death of his squad. That makes sense. I would be very interested to read any psychological reports as to this man if they can be acquired.
He'll just make the money,
You will be paid your standard rate. You know you will be.
We'll smile. Say I know. Just wanted to make sure.
The Ventru are always good to at least keep our word in matters of business. You know that, Mr. Ash.
Oh, of course, of course. Oh, that's another thing that I have to do.
I assume, being you have a copy of this Olmstedt X Stone intercoursal, whatever it was. May
not. I'm still working on that right now. It's because OOC Kim hasn't gotten a frickin' diff to hack into the police servers.
If you acquire a copy of it, I would very much like one. Once again, you will be well paid.
I swear to God. He'll nod. And OOC, I swear, this dude's gonna have resources 5 by the end of this month.
Vasily leans back in his chair and smiles. He says, I wonder what the elder Olmsted will pay in order to keep his brother's sultry image from his shareholders. We are, after all, still in a red state. I have no doubt that will deeply affect the share prices in their enterprise.
Not sure there are any pictures. From what I heard, there was somebody called the police on them, so...
Out of character, there was a video on YouTube, apparently. That's what he's looking for. Good. So much work to do. But you seem to be a very busy little bee.
You don't even fucking know.
I trust that you have not been giving out Camarilla's secrets in exchange.
No, not really. Most of what I told them in exchange, they had already figured out for the most part.
That is fair. It is very difficult to keep. It is easy to keep the masquerade from the cattle. It is difficult to keep it from those who also live in the shadows, as it were.
I don't know about you, but it's also kind of hard to keep it when your face is balls ugly. That's just probably me, though.
Duh. Any more word on these changeling creatures?
Yep.
Anything interesting?
Kind of, sorta. For the most part. It seems that they can, No, he wasn't told that, never mind. They have, like us, they have, different kinds of changeling, fairy, whatever you want to call them. And their aura is apparently, rainbow colored.
Interesting.
And the aura for the witch mage things, whatever they are, they apparently have sparkles.
Interesting. He's once again writing all this down. What did your dog do to his phrasing was not good when he encountered these fairies? What was it he actually did that, as you understand it?
From what I was told today from this Triori App Aluda fellow was, and he just kind of takes a really deep breath and leans way back in this chair and lets it out as like this really long, tired sigh. And he says, what my dearest adopted son, Lucas, did was apparently he got on all fours and began growling at their Baron, one of their higher-up leaders. I suppose he is similar to a prince in rank, I suppose. And so that continued. So he turned into a wolf in front of them afterwards. And I was told he became very angry and had murder in his eyes and nearly attacked them. So I'm assuming he frenzied.
So he not only broke the masquerade, but he also almost attacked an entity that would be of similar rank to a prince. We don't know. Well, we know there could be a dozen barons in the city, or there could be one for the entirety of Kansas, or the United States, for all we know. Proceeded to frenzy at this individual and was then driven away?
Yeah. His eyes, he used whatever frickin' protean thing it was or whatever, and his eyes went red, and then he went behind a tree and turned into mist, and then proceeded to follow around one of, like, the younger changelings or whatever, from what I was told.
Out of character. Tim, you just sitting there getting all the information going, gimme more.
Kinda. Rebecca's just chilling there, just like, Oh, he did that now.
The Ash will just kind of clear his throat.
You get the distinct impression if Alexi still had a heart that beat, you get the distinct impression the vein on his forehead would be going nuts right now.
That's fair.
He'll kind of stretch and say, granted this, and he'll stretch really wide, because Kevin's stretching at this moment, and say, this was before he was put under mine and Miss Sullivan's care.
The fucking idiot child.
You don't even get to say anything, because he doesn't have to live with you. Frickin' hell, dude. You know how long it took me to create another room in the Warrens? Like, I'm busy, and then I had to do that. Damn idiot. Oh my god, damn it. But he's getting better. Slowly. but surely. I'm working on it. I've had him watching a lot of videos. It's going. It's getting.
Videos of what?
Technology, mostly. Catching him up with security cameras. You know those old Microsoft training videos? He's just basically been sitting and watching those on this freaking dinosaur computer. Because the Warrens.
I will make a petition to the prince and suggest that we send an apology and some kind of small recompense to these changelings for his actions, as we don't want conflict between us and them if they are organized and powerful. We have to deal with the Sabbat. We want to at least keep them out of our fucking hair.
Yep, working on it. Like I said, I can only do so much because there are only so many days or hours at night, but I am working on it.
Good. So, if the prince, if I can convince him to issue some kind of apology and minor, I don't know, bauble, will you see that it makes it to them, and then they can deliver it to their leader?
Oh yes, because I am just the best courier. My personality is one of flowers and happiness, and I am just like the cutest little schoolgirl you have ever seen. Best job for me.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of, you can walk around unseen. It's a rather helpful little ability.
Primogens, if I may.
By all means.
I'm not entirely sure that this fiasco would need to go all the way up to the prince to require an apology. Primogen asks, you yourself said that this child has been placed under your care, which therefore means that you are responsible for him in all ways.
And I'm still cleaning up all of his messes. So I'm working on it, slowly. Okay, I don't think you guys understand just how busy I am, okay?
Oh no, it's not like you have to push back the ghoul insurgents from the Sabbat to the north. It's nothing
It's not
like
like you have to update the Warrens, keep track of a baby gangrel, remove files from all sorts of things, gather information for all sorts of different people who expect it to happen very soon. I'd rather be out there fighting the Sabbat, but no. I get to stay in the sewers and tack on a keyboard all day, make sure the gangrel doesn't start eating the dirt in the Warrens or any of the bones, and all sorts of other stuff. And then make sure that the changelings don't get uppity and start attacking us, and make sure these mage people things don't start getting uppity and attacking us, and then still removing so many different files. So please, 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 continue to tell me how terribly hard it is to go wreck some face.
Sigh. Vasily or Alexei will take out a pen, and he looks at. By the way, Tim, what were the statuses I can award people?
I closed that tab up. Aw, shit.
I figured if that's how you want to start doing this shit, that's how we can start doing this shit.
Oh, yeah, we starting to throw around that status now. Let's get it.
It's fine. There it is, Evan. They're all there. In the side chat.
Oh, did you put it in the side chat? Thank you, my dear.
Because I think you can only award negative status at this point. Hold on.
Wish a bitch would.
I mean, you can. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
Okay, yeah. You can award any individual the fleeting status acclaimed or loyal without expending the status.
Okay. Tim, you are now loyal. You are loyal to the ideals of the Camarilla.
Beautiful.
There we go. But Alexei will basically, I'll write a proper version of this, but he will basically, he will write an apology, basically, in English on the thing, and he'll just say, I hereby apologize for the actions. Yakety schmackety, in all other intents and purposes, up, down, sideways, and in all other directions. We would like to continue our peaceful coexistence as we've always done. Yakety schmackety, yakety schmackety. To be continued. Would you like to put your John Hancock here, Ash, and I will put mine?
Sure.
Good. We will. They will both sign it. He will then, he will then fold it up and put it in an envelope, which he will then seal with the Ventru V on the back of it, because it's the only sealing stamp he has. And he will then you hand it over to Ash and say, "Would you mind giving that to the changelings, please?"
I'll just give you a wide smile. And say, oh yes, of course.
Once again, standard fee.
Then I'll look over to Rebecca and just kind of wave the envelope a little and say, so, want to go meet some changelings? They'll probably like your face better than mine.
I'll have to check back with you on that.
Fair enough.
I now have to see what Loyal actually does.
Oh, I just checked it out. That's pretty cool.
What to do?
Oh, if I get the vulgar status while I have loyal, loyal automatically just negates that. If I expend loyal, I can get a piece of equipment or general information on something on like super short notice.
Cool. But honestly, between having to deal with fucking fairies, fucking magi, and child gangrel from apparently the Viking era, this has been an interesting week. Oh, and the Sabbat.
Still can't believe you guys let Ollie get shot.
No, I didn't let Ollie get shot. Your fucking gangrel got your dog shot.
Sorry, Kev just tripped over her words there. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't specifically say you, I said y'all, in general.
Yes, well, as I said, it was my intention to keep dog in car, where dog would be safe, unless dog was needed. Unfortunately, fucking Wolf decided to bound out, open door, and Ollie follow.
I mean, they're both dogs, so I'm pretty sure at this point Ollie is smarter than Lucas.
Is likely.
Anybody want a cat, by the way? Somebody dropped these in the sewers the other day. I'll just hold up the cat.
I am strangely alright lacking cat.
Fair enough.
But yes, have you seen improvement in Idiot Gangrel yet?
Yeah, he's working on it, like I said. It's not going to be something that's going to happen overnight or in, like a month, but it's working. It's not entirely that bad. Ish. To be completely honest, he acts more like a country gangrel than anything. Doesn't seem to get that, what is it? What is it again? The whole idea of do not shit where you eat, and he continues to expose himself in various ways and manners, which will make it much harder for him to do anything like feeding here. Because, you don't really give out your presents, and if he keeps mauling people, that'll be fun. But he's working on it. He needs to stop thinking like a dog. Start thinking more like a person.
But that makes no sense. Gangrel, who have been alive for centuries, become animalistic due to their spending more time with animals than people. He was a vampire for like a week, and then he got hit by a fucking bus or whatever the medieval equivalent was, and went to sleep. Why is he animalistic when he spent most of life around fucking people?
Why are you asking me? I don't know.
Fucking retard, gang.
Like I said, he's working on it slowly. He's starting to get there. It's not gonna be a fast process, but he's starting to get there. It's fine. He's not even your problem.
That is where you're wrong. He is Camarilla's problem in this city. The least we can do is feed him into the Sabbat wood chipper so he can die for a noble cause.
As I stated before, when we were in that kitchen that one time, whatever happens to him will be both mine and Miss Sullivan's decision.
That is
He is
fair.
getting better. He is. But like I have said several times, it is not going to be a quick process. He is very old, and the saying is, you can't really teach old dogs new tricks. But I'm having to, as is Miss Sullivan, which is quite the odd pairing, a Toreador and a Nosferatu having to raise a gangrel. But that's not the point here. You don't get to decide what happens to him. So far, ever since his first night or so in this city, he has not done anything else too silly. I talk a lot of shit about him. That's because that's what I am as a person. I talk shit about everyone. It's kind of on my thing. Like, oh, hey, it's Ash. What has he been talking about? Oh, he's just shit talking. Okay, that's cool. That's normal. He's not too bad. Ish. Ugh, it hurts me to say that. It really does.
You looked like you were going to say something, Miss Rebecca.
The only thing that I would say is, in my experience, to shatter the first in such a way as this gangrel did, it would not matter how new he was. That would not have been tolerated from me.
He's on thin ice, don't get me wrong. He screws up again, and he's probably going... one of either myself or Miss Hazel are probably going to reclaim the blood.
The children. Idiot. Fucking children. It is ironic, Miss Rebecca, that you have been one of us for less than a year, and yet you show more common sense than one of us who has apparently existed since the year 1200. Congratulations.
You humble me with your compliment, Primogen Alexei.
No. There is the fucking Sabbat to deal with. If they keep making encroachments to the northern half of the city. Frankly, I don't know how long we will be able to hold.
I shall clap
That is
hands
more
together at that and say, speaking of Sabbat and ghouls and things of that nature, I was once more at Gage Park, and he was not a kindred, that's for certain, but he definitely was a Nosferatu's ghoul. He was walking around the park with Obfuscate, and he actually got right in the middle of our group and started looking at everyone, but of course he had Obfuscate up. I mean, he was shortly killed after that, and he frenzied and whatnot when he got low, but I don't know if it was the Sabbat or the Anarchs, but like I said earlier, there's only two Camarilla Nosferatu here, and that's myself and the Seneschal. And I texted the Seneschal, and he said that was definitely not one of his.
Fuck. That's all we fucking need if they're going to be walking around behind the established perimeter. Fuck.
I mean, to be completely fair, we have killed everyone that they've sent in. So hopefully they will decide to stop.
No.
Either that or they'll just send in like a really big force. Either way.
This is them probing to try and see a weak point. In all honesty, I would not be surprised if this is just the tip of the spear. I don't know yet. But as you've said, so far we've sent all of their cholo filth back to them in fucking body bags. I would like to point out at this point that Alexi's political views do not reflect Evan's political views. He truly enjoys and endorses the Hispanic community. Moving on. But yes, send them back to them in body bags. But unfortunately, there's only so much we can do with the limited numbers of people that we have in the city.
I'm just saying. I know you guys really can't do anything, but large dogs, wonderful ghouls. And they're great. Their bites are really strong. All that jazz. It's very nice.
Alexei taps a finger to his lower lip, and he says, I wonder, is there any way that our problem might become either these fairies or these little wizards' problem?
I mean, I'd already say that it is, considering when this ghoul showed up, I was the only vampire representary there. Everyone else was one of these source. Oh shit! I wouldn't know say sorcerer. One of these witch, wizard, mage, magical things. I didn't really get a straight.
One of these Harry Potter wannabes. We get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if they're gonna take it lightly. Also, can I just say it was funny as fuck watching that ghoul just like, bam, smacked Caleb dude right upside the face, and he just went down. I was like, hell yes. It was beautiful. And then I had to kill him, and Ollie bit him, and we killed the guy, and yeah.
So they've seen numerous disciplines used in... Fuck's sake.
I wouldn't say numerous. They probably don't know what it is. And no, Tim, I didn't get the killing blow. That was technically Ollie who got the killing blow, so I didn't have to do conscious check. I'll say no, I wouldn't say that they've seen much of the disciplines. They don't know anything about the disciplines, in fact. All they know is that somebody, what did they call it again? Illusion magic, to keep themselves hidden. I was the only one, like I said, was a vampire there, so I'm the only one who knows it was obfuscate, considering it's one of my specialties.
Once again, this sounds like Harry Potter bullshit.
Because it is. I said one of them was doing divination and stuff like that.
Fuck. But yes, I think that it might be wise if our problem becomes their problem.
Like I said, probably will. They were also attacked. So, we'll see. Though, to be honest, if it also made it their problem, they could claim information from them, and they could find out more about us and what we can do in our society. So, there's pros and cons.
At this point, keeping our foothold in Kansas is more important than a few magi or pixies understanding us. Here, then they cut us quite literally in two. After all, from what I've been told, they've been resurging up from Mexico into southern Texas and Arizona. If they can split the country in two, then frankly, I don't know if we can hold out.
Actually, just gonna shrug.
Anyway. Very well. I need to go out anyway and make sure that there are no more of their gangbanger filth in the north of the city. He'll put all his papers back into his briefcase and stand up. It was a pleasure meeting you, Miss Rebecca.
The pleasure was all mine, Imogen Lexi.
For the record, he will scribble a quick note on a piece of paper, and sign it and put his seal on it and hand it to Rebecca.
Okay.
It's basically a very, very quick handwritten note with his seal on it saying, "I vouch that this individual is a member of the Camarilla and all that that entails, in case there are any more fuck-ups."
All right.
Next thing you know, you turn out to be a secret spot infiltration. There's egg all over my face.
No one knew that I was a member of House Goratrix.
Oh, poo. But with that, he will kind of give the group a curt nod before heading to the elevator and descending down to the lobby.
Ash is gonna turn to Rebecca, and he's still petting the cat. He has not let this cat go. Cat's probably asleep by now. And he'll just say, also for the record, if any ST watches the scene, the cat is not a ghoul. He is not breaking the Keeper's laws. It's not a ghoul. It's just a little kitten. Ain't gonna do shit. And he'll say to Rebecca, and just kind of hold up like a couple fingers and say, okay, one. Ain't gonna lie, I probably could have started that a little better when I came in. Whole spot thing. Yeah, whatever. That was my fuck up. I'll admit it. Because I'm just that kind of guy. 2, if you need anything, let me know. Just knock on like a sewer or something. Or Gage Park. Or an Elysium. I'm around most of the time. Occasionally. There was a third one. What was it? That ass is nice.
Thank you for your compliment, Primogen Ash. That being said, I had something for you as well. You mentioned how busy your days tend to be. Or nights, rather. And you find that there's so little information, or so much information, and getting so little of the time. If you require someone that also has an ability to gain information and pass that on, or if you need someone to look into things, I am certainly willing to offer my services to you.
He'll nod. And say, to be frank, it would probably be easier for you to get into a library than me. No, though. Most of the stuff that I've been having to do is mainly hacking into various databases to fix other people's problems. Except for that one time where I had to break into a place to remove some tapes. That's a story we're not getting into, though. Either way, I will send you a message if I do need someone. And he'll actually think about it, and then he'll just find like a piece of paper somewhere and just kind of scribble his number on it and hand it to her. Say, if you ever need something, just let me know. I'm going to be frank with you. And he'll look around, make sure the Venture's not around, and say, my prices aren't really that expensive. I just double the charges for the Venture because they're the Venture. They can afford it.
I understand. As for your hacking, I think that there might be some way in which I can help with that.
Oh?
Depending on what you're trying to hack into, of course. I imagine it's very difficult to, well, if not difficult, then simply time-consuming to hack into databases. I assume passwords are much more useful.
You have a point, yeah.
If I am able to, on occasion, pass on some of these passwords or backdoors, perhaps I could also gain another piece of information or a favor in the future.
He'll nod. It's a very, like, kind of deep nod. I'll say, yes, that's completely acceptable. It's sort of, yeah. Of course, the favor can't be anything stupid like, hey, go stand out in the sunlight for a couple hours.
Of course not. That is not how prestation works.
Oh god, I feel like a venture now dealing in favors and boons.
I am sorry if I act a bit too venture for your taste.
Oh no, it's fine. You're much better than the venture. To be frank, he talks a lot of shit about everyone else, kind of like me. But he did almost start a fight the other day with the mages, or the Harry Potter wannabes, whatever.
How so?
Once more, I was at the park. It was actually my first major encounter with these people, and they were using powers left and right. But I figured out it was nothing more than their version of Auspex, in a way. They were just reading auras and emotions. Except for the one I mentioned earlier, Michael, who was doing, reading the future or whatever. Michael's harmless enough, though. Well, I say harmless enough. He can definitely hold his own. He did grapple and flip the ghoul when we were fighting. Either way, though, and everything was fine. We were talking, and then Mr. Insert Evan's character's last name here, because Kim forgot it was like Zandrova. There we go. Mr. Zandrova showed up with his goons and a dog. And so when they started, I mean, I don't know about you, but when a Russian with two goons and a very large dog walks into a park, Russian gangbanger, by the way, walks into a park, people tend to freak out. And so I can honestly see using their aspects like power again to read his emotions. But he freaked out for the most part and believed they were attacking him or something like that. And things got a little hazy from there. Tensions got high, and eventually we all had to leave. So, yeah, that was fun.
It certainly sounds like we've had more than our fair share of negative interactions with these other beings.
Unfortunately. Most of them aren't too bad, I suppose. Either way. Oh, my bad.
Rebecca was just going to say, still though, they're an unknown element, which means that they're a dangerous one.
Of course. Of course. I also will warn you to watch out for a Miss Cassie Nightingale and a Miss Elizabeth St. Martin. I tried to do some research on them the other day, and Well, fake names, both of them. So I don't know what they're hiding, and frankly, it irks me. I don't like not being able to learn something, so...
Are these two of the wizards?
They are. The other one seemed to... This Nightingale seemed more powerful than the other ones. And funny enough, this Elizabeth has connections to the changelings herself. She can... Her boss is one, I should say, and it seems that she can see them or something or other like that.
I'll definitely be on the watch for those two names then.
Well, I tell you though, the Elizabeth one seems a little eccentric. I walked into the building and the first thing she did was cut her arm and offer me a cup of her blood, which was very, very suspicious, considering the circumstances.
You mean she knew what you were before, well... I suppose you do give it away, and I mean no offense.
The other people she had shown with I had spoken with before, and they gleamed what I was from my aura or whatever, and whatnot. So, yes. And she just showed up with them the second time when they were asking me to do a favor for them, so...
I can't imagine it's very comfortable being in the limelight again, as it were.
In a way, no. But it's kind of decent enough because I seem to have connections with these changelings and this mage people, at least long enough, where they seem to be wanting to call on me for my services, so I suppose that's better than nothing. Which means I can gather more information about them. To a point, of course. He'll clap his hands together and say, either way... Oh no, he's holding a kitten. So he'll not shove, but he'll set the kitten in his pocket, and it'll kind of stick its little head up and everything. It's a very cute and fluffy kitten. Then he'll kind of clap his hands together and say, it's weird, definitely. But I suppose that I'm going to be acting like an emissary between the both communities now. Both of the communities. Either way. If there is nothing else, Miss Rebecca, I will leave you to your doings. And I apologize for how I entered the room and began to, well, make an even more of an ass out of myself. Can't really help it. I'm working on it, though.
I cannot blame a primogen of any clan to... I cannot blame them for wishing to maintain the safety and security of an Elysium.
Oh, but yes, there are better ways to go about it. Also, you don't really have to continue with this whole primogen thing, this status and everything. I have it. I don't really care for all the, primogen Ash and stuff. Just call me Ash, seriously.
Very well then, Ash. What I would say, though, is whilst you may not care about the status and authority that you hold, there are others that do. above you, beneath you, and including your peers.
I suppose. Yeah, that's true. But let's be honest. As soon as an older Nosferatu hops in the city, he'll probably grab this title anyway. That's how it goes from what I was told anyway. Or how I've always seen it used. Just the oldest of a clan in the city grabs this title and it's just sort of there.
From what I've seen, it does vary from city to city, clan to clan, and individual to individual. We'll see what the next few nights hold then.
Indeed. As I said before, pleasure meeting you. Have a wonderful night.
You as well.
And if there is nothing else that anyone else needs to do, I think we can call it there.
Yup.
Sounds good.
Okay, this has been another scene at Kansas. Yes. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.